Howdy hi. Today I thought we'd take a tour of the pots and the baskets, show you the successes and the failures and everything in between. And yes, it's mosquito haven here. It's been a really bad summer for mosquitoes. Doesn't matter if it's morning, noon, or evening, but this morning they're particularly bad, so hence the giddy up and go. So let's get going on the pots. I'm currently looking at shade pots. So let's start right here with mediocre. This is Martha Washington begonia, and I love the pink and the dark wine color. The Dusty Millers are taking over the world, and one of my new favorites is Ivy begonia. So this is a pretty color. And moving along, every year I take down my begonias at the first frost and let them dry and cure a bit, and then I store them downstairs in the cool room at about 10-12 degrees. And yeah, they last for, I have some begonias that are probably 12-15 years old. These are all tuberous begonias, and yeah, I love them. And I've got a spider plant in the center. I grew the spider plant because I'm interested in hanging the spider plant up in my Wonder Dome. And here's another pot. So I would call this a success. I'm really very happy. This pot makes me happy. I've grown a real liking for orange. And it's funny how you change over time, because I absolutely hated everything orange just a few years ago. And now I'm loving it. So I guess that's great. Change is good. And this is particularly happy. I have 2 of these tuberous begonias in each pot. And over here, pretty happy with this pot. This is a Rex begonia, which I love. I'm planning on putting a lot of these things in the Wonder Dome. I'm starting to question whether my 22-foot diameter Wonder Dome is going to be big enough with all the ideas I have put in there. And painted, now I always call it a painted plant, but it's actually a polka dot plant. And Sun Patience, and Lobelia generally isn't one of my favorites, but this guy I thought was particularly pretty. Pretty happy with it. I bought these Lobelia and stored them in my little greenhouse, and then every morning they were cut down to the ground, so all that was left was roots. I was so disappointed. I knew something was in that greenhouse. Originally, I thought a rabbit was somehow getting in the daytime, because I did see a rabbit around here. But I was accusing the rabbit, and here it was 2 mice. We found 2 mice in the greenhouse. And apparently, mice love lobelia and several other plants. So they were eating. They were very happy. We had traps set up with peanut butter, cheese, everything that mice are supposed to like. But why go after that when you can eat fresh, lovely little flowers? So once I took all of these annuals out, put the tropicals in my 8x12 greenhouse, the mice left. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. And we're twirling around to this pot. It's a Kimberly Queen fern, another plant that I bought to put in the greenhouse. I couldn't be happier. This fern is growing and incredibly happy. I haven't really had great success with ferns before, but I guess that's because I never met Miss Kimberly Queen. I'm trying to get far enough back so you can see the size of her. She's pretty huge. There we go. And another success. Here we've got the pink polka dot plant and a pink shaded Rex begonia, along with the sun patience and the creeping Jenny, Lismachia I think it might be called, and more of my lobelia that managed to recover from the whole mice incident. Couple more little baskets just by the back door. Right here we've got the Tower of Flower Power. It's just on the one side of the garage door. All it is a black tube about 5-6 inches in width and as tall as you can see there. And yeah, I just pop in your regular impatiens. Often I put multicolors, which I think looks great, but this year I decided to go with shades of pink to offset all of the orange in the rest of the yard, and I'm really happy. I'm always successful with the Tower of Flower Power. I used to have it on the north side of the house, and regardless how much we dug it in, it would still blow over with the darn north wind. So now I've got it on the east side of the house. It doesn't seem to mind the bit of morning sunshine. It doesn't get a lot of morning sunshine, nor does it get wind, because I'm twirling you around to the east side. We've got bush. So it stops. It really just stops the wind, which makes me really happy. And then on the other side, this side of the garage door gets a whole lot more sunshine. It actually gets some of the 1 o'clock sunshine, which is a bit too hot. So I'm having a heck of a time. I bought these as strawberry planters, and they didn't succeed for me. I have a heck of a time keeping strawberries alive. I've tried every manner of thing. One of the problems is I have a lot of squirrels in the yard, and it turns out they love strawberries. So I love squirrels, so I'm not going to stop them. But yeah, so I gave up with strawberries in the ground, and yes, I know I can put screening over top. But I can't be bothered to go move this screening every time I want a blinking strawberry. So that doesn't work. I'm too lazy. So then I thought I'd put them here, but no, it's not enough soil. So really, I think the problem here is there's not enough soil for anything to grow. Last year I tried verbena. It was mildly successful, but not a showstopper by any means. And here I've got wax begonias, and they're okay, but not super. And, speaking of the squirrels and their strawberries, let me show you. Oh, there's an Alvin right now. I call them all Alvin. I don't know how many squirrels we have. We've seen 5 or 6 at a time chasing each other around the yard. They love to play. They love to taunt the cats when the cats are in the catio. Yeah, they're very mischievous. Anyways, this is the bird/squirrel feeder. And the Alvins would gather the strawberries and store them up on the bird feeder. So I guess if I wouldn't mind the fact that the squirrels have gathered them, I could have gone and got my strawberries up from the bird feeder. Yeah, this is a joke, in case you didn't realize it. And over here, in what I call the nook, I've got plants that I grew from seed. One that I'm most excited about. It's the first time I've grown canna lilies from seed, which was kind of a production to get them to germinate. But I managed to do it. You kind of have to scrape the seed and soak it in water. It's a really tough coating on the canna lily seed. So I bought 10 seeds. See my orange theme going a little bit here. I bought 10 seeds and I got 5, so 50% germination. I was fine with that. So again, what am I going to do with these canna lilies in the fall? Well, apparently you can store them. I have tried to store canna lilies before, canna lilies that I've bought at the nursery. I never personally had luck. I mean, considering how successful I am with begonia tubers, you'd think I would be able to successfully store canna lilies, but I haven't done that. So we'll give it another shot this year. I'll keep reading and researching and try to find out what it is I'm doing wrong and try to store these canna lilies. I'll keep them in the greenhouse. I'm planning on moving them in the greenhouse until November-ish. I think they need about 3 months of dormancy in order for them to be vigorous again next year. So I'll store them in my plan is anyways, to store them in the Wonder Dome till about November. Store them till February and then bring them out back into the Wonder Dome. We'll see if that works. Here I've got calendula, which I've grown before in the garden. And I really like it, and it's just easy peasy. Like just the craziest easy plant to grow. These guys are getting a little leggy. I should really chop them off, but I have a hard time chopping stuff off. So I've really enjoyed them. They really need a little bit of work right now. They're not at their best. And I also grew Bacopa from seed, purple one and a white one. And another couple things in plants, a Norfolk Island pine and a lemon cypress. I couldn't be more pleased. I better stand beside them so you can see how big they are, and I shall tell you the story of these two plants. So here I am, and there we go. Sorry, guys. I'm trying, but not being very successful. Gotta get myself a little more organized. There we go. Yeah, so what are they? Over 5 feet tall. In the pots. They're in pots. I bought these plants when they were super tiny. I mean, they were in 2.5-inch pots from a nursery called The Watering Can near Niagara-on-the-Lake. I bought them in December of 2023. And I've been keeping them outside and hauling them into my house in what I call the plant room for them to live under grow lights in the wintertime. And they've been growing like weeds. I'm not one who's very successful at baskets. Baskets keep me humble. So I like the ideas that I have in my head, but what's in my head rarely comes to fruition. However, I shall keep trying. Baskets keep me humble. And geraniums make me very happy. And here I've got a pot of Thunbergia. There are 3 Thunbergia plants. I planted them from seed late winter, early spring, and they're pretty happy. So we're up on the deck right now, and this is a citronella plant, which is a form of geranium, and if you keep it long enough, it apparently blooms a bit. So again, we're going to find that out when I transfer it into the Wonder Dome. I put it here right by the door because, in theory, I thought it might keep the mosquitoes out. Huh. They laugh in my face, those skitters. And so the theme is begonia, dusty miller, bacopa, a little bit of dichondra hiding in various spots, and a gathering of various plants that I like right here. More fun. I've really gathered up some lovely ivy begonia, which I'm really happy about. And mizu just grows like a weed. You cannot stop mizu. And do we have any little red flowers here to show you? Well, they're not open at the moment. They've got the tiniest little red flowers. They're succulent. You can't kill these guys. And they grow like a weed. So I'm reticent to put them in too many baskets because they take over the world. They're kind of almost invasive. Hey, another ivy begonia. Go figure. Okay, this pot is usually really so gorgeous, but not this year. Yeah, the environment and the mice just worked against me this year. So this is a Queen Tut. And the mice decided that they really liked Queen Tut, so they chopped her down to the ground several times. So this Queen Tut had a tough go. Pretty disappointed because Queen Tut is one that I want to keep growing as a perennial in the, you know what I'm going to say here, Wonder Dome. Yep. So normally I am watering baskets and pots once a day, and it's pretty time consuming. But this year, I would say, since I put these out at the beginning of June, I would say I have watered these. I'm not counting Fertilizer Friday. I always water them on Fertilizer Friday. But I would say other than that, I've maybe watered them 3 times. And really, that's in the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, we've had a pretty wet season and really no heat through the month of June. So they're really behind where they should be. And I'm walking you over to the last set of pots, and that's over here on the west side. And this year my theme in pots is Callie's Calibrachoa, and I think they might come along for me. This one's doing pretty well. I think they might come along for me in the next couple weeks, given the amount of heat that we have. And I've always used cocoa liners in these hanging baskets, which was another problem that I had because, man, you try and keep plants happy in cocoa liners. First of all, I find them too shallow. There's so many things I couldn't plant in them. I don't know who decided that we should have cocoa liners, but I bought into it, and I'm kind of disappointed with myself. Anyways, I got the brainiac idea to use grow bags. So I've popped 5-gallon grow bags into each of these hangers, and it works really well. I thought, because I'm really optimistic when I plant stuff, I thought that the plants would cover up the grow bags and I wouldn't see them. Well, that's not the case. However, I really don't mind, especially from far away, which to me is what I'm most concerned with, is what do they look like from far away and from inside the house. I love looking at my hanging pots from inside the house. Just makes me incredibly happy. Anyways, from far away, they kind of look okay. And maybe if I get just the right plant and just the right environment, 1 year it'll cover up the entire grow bag. And so that's it for pots and whatnots. Have yourselves a great day. Hey, thanks for listening and watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you're interested at all. I'd sure appreciate that. And see you later. Bye.